Good afternoon and happy Sunday. Welcome back. Welcome back to the Team Nerd Herd podcast, where the mantra is and always will be, if you want to do it right, collect what you like. Oh man, it's been a long time coming, long time coming. We're coming back with you on that drop in the mic tip. And what better way to bring it in with my brother, one third of the low grades, my man, Giraffe God. I'm beginning to feel like a giraffe God. Giraffe God. I'm beginning. Oh man, low grades, low grades, low grades. My brother Ross, panel surfing, always catching the wave. I want to thank you for being with me during this space journey of sci-fi.
Yeah, man.
All
I'm
right, man.
excited, dude, because I knew that you and I were going to do this eventually. We never even talked about it, but I was like, oh, it's time.
Oh yeah.
Because we were talking, I think, about the books. We've talked about a lot of books, but then I was like, wait, the way we talk about it is kind of what I would want to watch. It's
Yeah.
a little bit more heady.
Yeah,
So
man.
I was like, I think it's time that we did this.
Oh
So
yeah.
this is gonna be good, man. I'm excited to be here, and thanks for doing it on your
No man, no man. Thank you for
beautiful channel.
bro. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule to come on, join me and the herd, man. We've been been a long time in the making. So me coming back, a little bit of a rewind, guys. You had to take some time. My boy, me, I had to take some time away, take these weekends to kind of read some comic books, take care of myself, be with my family and my friends, and kind of embrace the other half of that life, right? But I missed you guys on dropping the mic. I wanted to be able to give you guys a little bit of more titles that I've been reading. So I had to kind of ante up. And before we kind of go into the show, before we go ahead and holler at the moderators and we go ahead and hit the her chat, I want to be able to kind of give a moment of silence for Sam Tango's Web. When we talk community, guys, there's a lot of shows that have come into this circuit and that have given a lot of their passion, a lot of their work. And like I've never had the chance to kind of speak with Sam's Tangled Web, but maybe one or two conversations. And when I did, they were great conversations, man. Very nice guy. But I look at it like, hey, our other brethren and sisterin that are out there in this community are hurting too. Right now, you got Blame Fable Show doing it right now, man, with Missing Link, Big Herm, and like Robbie, and that's probably a dedication to him as well. So let's be ever loving to each other. Let's be there for the people that are down, and let's pick them back up, man. Let's go ahead and move forward, and this community would want that. And then also, man, I want to like circle back and go on a rewind, man. Let's go on a rewind with the shows that have been coming out, man. But let's start it off with my Friday night lights, man. Friday nights I live for, man. Low grades for life, always and forever, man. So much love to them. Much love to Nearing Nirvana. Yo, they got Shy Girl on their channel. So if you don't know who Shy Girl is, go ahead and follow her on her YouTube and also on her Instagram. You got my pals over at the BLCC, Harry Old Fat Guy, Dave Collects, and Real Rude. Also, Phil in the Designated Decoys, man. They got something special over there. You got my brothers at the East Meets West that put that FOC out on Friday, but they're going to be going on tonight at 4 p.m. PSAT, 7 p.m. EST. Brothers, your boy, man. All right. And then you got brother JD. You got Nicole as well. They went ahead and did a rewind this afternoon on Comic Collect and Collection Treasures. I don't know why I always flambe that. My brother JD got mad collectibles. Mad collectibles. And Nicole did a great job. So shout outs to her. Shout outs to everybody in the community. All right. Now let's go ahead and nosedive. Let's go ahead and nosedive. Let's go ahead and cannonball because a brother like me can't swan dive, Ross. All right. I got to change this. I got to change this. No, nay, the Team Nerd Herd moderators. Let's go with the Four Horsemen Junction, brother. You got the Ric Flair styling and profiling and lucha wrestling wilding, brother Rudy. Shout outs to my brother Rudy, pillar to this community, always supporting every channel. He's everywhere and anywhere, man. You got brother number 2, the Arn Anderson, the Enforcer, the Cyclops. The dare I say it, Alonzo, you've been replaced, my brother. Something wrong. Something white's always going to happen. Much love to my brother. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate my man, brother number 3, De-anime, etc. De-anime, etc. Senpai, man. That boy's chakra is off the charts, man. And then you got Horror Hermano, man. My NECA toy collecting. My low grades for life brethren as well, man. If I see him in the chats, he always tells me, he's like, Friday, low grade tonight. No ifs, ands, or maybe. And you know what I say, Ross? I say, you damn right.
You're
You better
damn
get over
right.
there. You better save me a seat too. Because as soon as I get out of one channel, I'm hopping in the other.
Exactly,
You
man.
know what I mean? You know what I mean? All right. And then let's go. Oh, that was my finger. Hair trigger. Let's go ahead and jump back up because I know we're gonna go ahead and let me go ahead and shout out to because I already seen him. Something Wong, my brother. Something Wong. My brother Rudy, was talking about some tacos. I know Inja Benja was like start the show with her katana.
Hey,
Inja Benja, Inja the beheader, man. Then you got my brother No Good Comics, brother
what's up,
No Good
Justin?
Comics. You got Swaggy, Uncanny Swaggy, man.
Oh man.
Swaggy made his first appearance at Low Grades, man. Always and
Yeah.
forever. That was great to see him, dude. I love meeting different people in this community, dude. I love to just talk comics and then get down on another level, dude. Another humane level, bro.
Exactly. He's
And
good
then
on camera too.
right,
Yeah.
actual Dracula,
Adrian, what's up, bro?
The people's vamp, bro.
What
Man,
up?
I'm scared of that guy. Oh, AL, my brother,
Hey.
1/3 of the Low Grades. My brother J2 Ramirez, the whore hermano, man. That's love right there, baby. That's love. You got HKYF 420,
Oh,
Sheena. What's going on, my girl Sheena? I love you, girl. I love you. You know I love you, girl. And then
love
you
you.
got Lord Chucks over at the BLCC, man. He's shouting out that mighty mustache, man. Mustache rides for the late. No, no, this boy's taken, but I got a mustache.
I got you. I got
All
you.
right, all right. Yeah, yeah. I know what you feel, bro. I'm over here trying to test myself. You know, you got Guy Ooch, 1/3 of the pressable defects,
Oh
man.
man.
Yo, the
What's
many
up, guy?
faces, many voices, and the movie line extraordinaire, man. There, you can go movie line for movie line with this guy, and I bet you he beat you. Get him the fuck out of here. You know, don't though. Always let him in. Always let him in.
Hey,
My
Nicole.
girl, Nicole, and oh man, I know Super Saiyan Uzumaki. I feel some chakra coming around. I bet you he's here. My brother Glenn 2K. Boom, brother Glenn 2K12, man. Always a forever. Moonlit Comics. What's going on, Michelle? What is going on, Michelle? Well, let's go ahead and rewind. While you guys were doing the channel, man, we got my man over Ben, CBSI. We had him partnered up with the team ups, man. So Michelle was a part of that function. And man, she added some color to that panel, man. Let me tell you.
Oh, yeah.
Wisdom, wisdom, wisdom. She's a historian. Much love,
The,
Michelle. And then you
the
got my
brother.
brother Eric the Phoenix, my blood brother, my man, 50 grand, you know, always and forever, flying up from his ashes and spreading them glorious fiery wings, man. That's beauty right there, man. Shit. You know, I'm telling you, damn, I need some water. I might be parched. All right. Let's go. Oh man, my Fuzzy Dunlop, man. My man Fuzzy
Oh,
Dunlop sent me a message this morning, Ross. He's like, yo, this is gonna be like DJ Jazzy J and Will Smith. I said, oh, brother, I think I might
I
rap,
I'm
but I'm not gonna rap.
neither of those. I don't. I'm Carlton, man. Okay.
Nah, bro, you're my Carlton, brother.
All
You're
right,
my
brother. I'll
Carlton.
take that.
Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan
There he
Uzumaki.
is.
You know, I already saw that blue extinguishing fire. He might go Ultra Instinct on us. I know one day he will. I mean, dreams do come true always and forever. You got my man Frank, comic and a coffee. My man Frank, put up your dukes, Frank. Put 'em up. Yo, oh, no good. Let's go ahead and go back to Saturday. If you guys missed Saturday's show, then you guys miss Sade, right? Go ahead and check that rewind. A lot of people in the community that you guys may have not have interlinked with or gotten accustomed to or met. And I think this is the best show that you need in your life to get to know the community. Also, the mayor, Justin, is a great dance partner for everybody. I love Justin, man. He's been doing wonders. Congrats on that 1K, my brother. Thank you so much for stopping by always and forever. That's my family, man. We're about to have sushi. Ross, you want to go with some sushi? Can I give a shout out to my man JD, brother JD,
Oh,
comics and collection treasures forever. My brother
I love
JD,
him.
yo, we're gonna go get some pie and go get some comics, and we're gonna go meet up with Robert. And then when you guys come down to
Oh
California,
yeah.
shit, you're gonna get that California love like no other.
Coming
My
down
man
there.
J2,
What up,
I'm
Clayman?
J2. I'm looking at you because you already know what's gonna happen.
Let
All
me
right,
see.
we got my man Jason claiming comics, man. We got to give shout outs to everybody, man. I want to make sure we get down through this panel. I'm going to show love to everybody. I want to say thank you guys to everybody. All right, now I said Ross.
Are we ready?
I said
Are we
Ross.
ready?
Oh, you. Oh, I'm so
Man,
ready. I mean,
this is it.
okay. So we're about to talk about it, guys. Let's talk about Primordial. Now, for you guys that have not read Primordial, oh, nice cover, Ross. I missed that cover, the first one. Ooh. But you guys, if you guys like Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino on the art, you've already seen them before. They're a dynamic duo with Gideon Falls. If you are a new reader or if you like horror, or if you're a fan of Jeff Lemire, I just highly recommend that you circle back. You circle back, pick up that, read it. It doesn't have anything to do with Primordial. This is a different different vein. So we're gonna go through it. But yo, shout out to my primo, my cousin, man, Jay Spokes, DJ Jay Spokes, my brother over in Vegas, man. Family forever and ever, man. Oh, look at this. All right. So Jeff Lemire does great work, man. I want to give a little context to this Primordial. So if you guys are history buffs, and I am by far not a history buff, but I love history. I don't claim to be. But this story kind of sets in the premise of the space race, right,
Yep.
Ross?
Yeah, late 50s, 60s, early, yeah, 50s and 60s, correct?
Yeah, around 50, between the 50s and 60s, around 59. Shout out to John Comics with Kids. What's going on, my brother? Good to see you, and thank you for stopping by. You got my man Terry JSA. What's going on, Ter? All
It's
right.
popping, dude. It's popping.
Yeah, I mean, we rocking and
Woo!
rolling on all cylinders, brother. We don't mess
Go.
around. We do not mess around. So we're going back as far as the space race in the 50s and 60s, man. You got America, USA battling it out with USSR. If you know that movie quote, you my dog for life. All right, I know my brother does. So you got the space race, you got the battle. USSR was the first country to send a living organism into space.
Like it or not.
Like it or not, a dog by the name of Laka. Okay,
Yep.
and if I said that wrong, I
You know
apologize.
what? It's funny you said that because I was wondering is it Leica or Laka? So we'll go Laka.
We'll go Laka or Laka.
Whatever.
Tomato, it's all the same. But
So
then
that was 57? 57, I
that was a
believe.
59, I believe.
59? Okay. Well, yeah, because we'll get into Abel
Oh yeah.
and the primates too.
Yes, and that was in 61, right? That was in
Okay.
61. Okay. So you got a premise. I mean, this is what I like about this book. It kind of ties into what history is just with a creative level. This is a sci-fi book. It is a great opening. It opens up at Cape Canaveral. So we know that's, like John Kennedy, that's where ships are launched and whatnot. You got character Donald Pembroke. Need I say more? He's in the MIT, man. And he is called up, for this mission.
Project Pen Cap.
Project Pen Cap. There you go. And, he takes a jump at it, like because he's thinking it's a portion of, space. Maybe they're reopening the space program and whatnot. So he takes a jump at it, goes in, and, he goes in and with open eyes and he's like ready to rock. He's like, hey, I want to go in. He meets with a general that's there and he's like, hey, I'm here, Project Pembroke. And they kind of just disown him a little bit. They kind of strike on him as a person. I feel like there was a little pickup of that. Like, hey, newsflash.
Was there a touch? Okay, I'm throwing it out there. I got the sense that they touched on a little racism. He walked in and being an African man, the first thing that was said out the man's mouth is like, damn, I told them no janitorial staff in here. He says, I'm Dr. Donald Pembroke.
Yeah.
Right off the bat, this man comes in here and I felt
solely profiled.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. And I can pick that up too. I didn't want to kind of say that, but I think around that time, a lot of these things like TV shows and just interactions, it was a lot more of a mixing pot, I would say. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more. I mean, you saw a lot of that. So that's good that you picked up on that because I wanted to, it's like, we were like right here.
It was subtle, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to it can't overlook it.
It was there.
The times.
For sure. And like they're going over basically what the project is. It's basically them utilizing this equipment for the next project. Like the race to space has been shut down. They're closed on it, and Pembroke is kind of like, I want to use my degree for something more. And this isn't what I had thought it was going to be, and so he has kind of interactions with another person that's on the job. And I think that person we later find is a part of this mix, and he gives them these reports. The one thing I will say about this book is that Andrea Sorrentino, I love the art along with the story. I think it really, really grabs you and puts you in. I could see this being optioned, and if it is options, I'm sorry, guys. I'm not as close to to be pulling those things or those jewels, but I know Alonzo. I look to Alonzo, and he always tells me certain things that have been optioned. But I could see it being optioned because it plays with a lot of colors. It plays with your mind. There are certain panels that come in very colorful, very sci-fi oriented. It's space, and it kind of leads you to believe, like, are these memories that are kind of playing in and out, or are they like like little tidbits of that story to show you a little more? So, um, like, let's get into, like, where this report gets in the hands of Donald Pembroke. What did you think when during the time, like, as he's doing this project and he gets the reports, what was your first thought as you see him reading it, Ross?
I was like, oh, thank God he's not just gonna go along for the ride of, oh, so I'm gonna strip this military Cape Canaveral down just for military defense parts and let my beloved space program get swept under the rug. But
Broski.
but some guy,
Chef
I
RD.
can't remember his name, but he's like, hey,
Perpetual.
maybe he knew that Pembroke needed to see what he had found here. And this guy only knows about radar. And what this guy had found while
Oh,
cleaning up at Cape Canaveral was a readout of heart monitor ratings,
yes.
like
Yes.
showing, the heart monitor. And he knew right away what he was looking at. I
Oh,
don't know
yeah.
if he led you to believe that. That's when you said Sorrentino does such a good job of,
Sinister. What's cracking, brother?
without needing words, it just shows,
Right?
boom, he knows right away. He's looking at Abel and Baker's readouts, which are the primates
Oh,
that the
yeah.
US sent into space. So now he's like, oh,
Hmm.
there's something happening. There's
Oh, yeah.
something being,
There's some fuckery afoot. I mean,
yeah,
let's just throw it out there, right? I mean, we wanna sound like we read comics and we want to put a good spin to it, but sometimes you gotta identify the fuckery in the building, right, Ross?
yeah.
Huh.
And he knew that, I don't know if he knew that there was fuckery afoot.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
like that, fuckery afoot.
Yeah,
But
play on word.
he knew that there was important information here that I don't know if he knew that other people knew about it yet. Because
Mhm.
he ends up going home and calling General Talbot, which is the guy who actually
Sent
sent.
them. Mhm.
Yeah. So he's just doing what he thinks is his job. He says, hey, man, I found these readouts and I'm pretty familiar with the Jupiter missions. The Jupiter missions
Yeah.
are the mission sending these primates into space after the USSR sent in Laika or the dog.
Yeah.
Um, Basically, should we talk about what these readouts say? I mean, because
Yeah, let's get into that, Ross. Let's dive into that. So, uh, um, did you want to add anything? Do you want to start it off, or do you want me to kind of set the breadcrumbs and you kind of slap the shit out of it?
so I'll say what everyone thinks happens. You'll say what it
Okay, yeah,
appears to happen.
you no. Let's say what you're thinking, and we'll say what I'm thinking, and then that'll come in the middle, and we'll look at the her chat. We'll see what their thoughts are as well, because I'm curious to know this. I mean, there could be something that we missed that you guys might have picked up on, and we're kind of putting the pieces together. Because I think with this book, um, it makes you think. It's kind of keeping you in the premise, and it's keeping you. Oh man, drop all spoilers, see or no? You guys, dropping the mic is based on a like we're dropping spoilers on what we've read. I apologize if you guys do not want spoilers. I ask that maybe you kind of maybe mute it. And I want to apologize too. I should have said that from the beginning. If you have not been on a dropping the mic, we do spoilers just because we're trying to give a lend ourselves to what we've read. We want to kind of hype this book up. We believe in it. It's something on our pull, and we want to talk about it. So let me apologize first if I've spoiled anything prior. I apologize, please. It's not meant to be that way, but we are going to spoil the heck out of this right now. So, um, we're going to drop the mic. That's hence the show, right? So, Ross, let's start off with what you're bringing, bro. Like, I wanna smell what you're putting down, man. And it ain't a fart, my man, because my man Glenn got me covered there.
Oh man, Glenn's so bad. Oh, Glenn,
Happy birthday, brother. I
happy
love you.
birthday yesterday or Friday, man.
Yeah, dude.
Um, Obviously this Pembroke was around for these space missions where they sent these
Mhm.
animals in, and he was under the impression, just like everyone else, that there's some catastrophic failure involved, and that these
Congrats, my brother.
animals somehow, whether it was machine failure or whatnot, the readings on these heart monitors basically show animals, these primates, these dogs, they die.
Hmm.
But there's more to the readouts.
Oh yeah, I mean,
That
whew,
I mean, it's he sees it, and this is what anyone would do because this is years later. I
yeah.
don't know. I don't remember how many years later. Three, you know.
I want to say it's a couple years after, you
So it's
know.
not too far after, but dude,
Oh,
think about a couple years. You
Anthony,
basically
comics are
just
great, my
think
brother. Shout out to you,
you
bro,
just think that the space program was
my
kind of
brother.
a failure because hey,
That
our test subjects died.
and you know what the mystery about it, and I think the zest that they bring into the story is the fact that, you know, like we're saying there's fuckery afoot, but just like the government to hold their cards to the closer to the chest, you know, like the sergeant is hearing all this, basically letting Pembroke kind of
Yeah,
tell him the thing that he knows, and they automatically revoke him coming back to the place
he
because he
can't
put the
come back.
pieces
Yeah,
together. And the horrible part about this, Tylox, the mighty cow, bunga, my teenage mutant ninja turtle, homie, don't know me. All right, so as you're kind of looking at this, they revoke him from coming back in because he read those heart readings. And basically, guys, what you're seeing is they said that these Abel and Baker died during the shuttle. They didn't even make the rotation into space. They died from the beginning, and that could have been furthest from the truth. They were in. There's a couple panels that show them on fire. Their heat renderings are off the chart. The plane is okay, and you see heart rates that kind of die out. And later in time, what is in that report is showing that they still lived.
8 minutes, I
Yeah.
believe.
Yes. And during
Something
one
it
of the
shows
whew,
all
yes,
documented that they okay. So I kind of took a note of this. Either one of two things happened. Did the heart monitors fail due to space and down here on the did the heart monitors fail and the readings were incorrect, or did they come back to life?
I think they came back to life because the one I was going to say, the panel that is an ode to Pink Floyd, which I really think it was
Oh,
really clever, dude,
keep going. Yeah.
because they you see them carry over to the other side, guys. You know, and they're alive. And I think there's some sort. It could have been of a time, some sort of a time warp, some sort of an area where they live. And I love that panel. That panel is epic. Beautiful use of colors. Great way to describe the story, keeping you on your toes. And I honestly think this is really an ode to my man Frank. You know, he loves sci-fi's, but he loves more in here. They're critical thinking. I'm a loss for words on the movie, the genre, but um, I honestly think that was a great play on the panel. Great way to kind of entice you to continue to read, and you're getting the side story. These, you know, primates still are alive, um, and you're kind of he's being revoked, right? You know, Pembroke, and as he's leaving,
Immediately the next day, he
just
can't
vetoed
even
him.
get in clear. Yeah.
You
So
you couldn't get past the line to the club, bro.
yeah.
Cerebral, my brother. See, that just makes me not cerebral. Somewhat of a dummy. That's what I was looking for. Coffee. Thank you, Frank. No, I just no cerebral science, you know, like science fiction. He loves that stuff. And I like it too because it really opens you up to kind of make you think outside of the box, right? You got my man claiming comics saying I love the range of Sorrentino. He has, especially when he showcases the fourth dimension. Yes, panels of them back to life. I couldn't agree with you more, my brother Jason. And I think the artwork alone, I mean, like it says, it really like it's a great dynamic between both Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. They are like a dynamic duo. I mean, they can really open up with this sci-fi. I mean, they already kind of attacked a horror film. But let's kind of circle back. I'm sorry, I'm veering. This is what happens when you're super excited. But my man leaves the club, not even going to the club. I'm just kidding, but to his job. And as he's walking out, if like a oh shit moment couldn't get worse, it rains on him. Okay. And this I could see in a film, guys. If you can lend yourself to this,
Oh
imagine
yeah.
like the worst thing happening to you. You're out, the rain hits you, and they use a quick moment of your emotions where you're like, somebody pops in the back. And he's like, "Hey, you look wet. What you doing back there?" So Pembroke is in his car, and he has a mysterious man in there telling him those breadcrumbs that you're reading, it could lead you somewhere else. I need you to go to Germany, Berlin, to meet up with somebody, and you're on the verge of finding something. And that is the cliffhanger as we leave to issue 1. But like the beautiful art piece about it is you get to see Abel and Baker carry over, and you got to see Lacan literally talking to them, saying hello. And to me, I think it could be a premise along the lines of Aliens, where they kind of led into a different dimension, or maybe like a void somewhere. I mean, there's so much in this story that kind of makes you think like, where are they? I mean, this is a great issue to open up for issue 1. And Ross, what did you think? I'm sorry, I kind of got
I
ahead of myself in
remember
it.
I remember the words in the book were something like they didn't die, they were taken. And I was like, and
Yes.
now keep in mind both issue 1 and issue 2, there's nothing yet. We don't see any other beings. We do see what you just said. There's a pocket dimension. There's a reality shift. There's something where, and it does, like you said, Sorrentino shows this is where the primates, this is where like the dog and the monkeys, this is where they were. And probably the same way you're looking at the heart readouts, then all of a sudden 8 minutes later, they're wherever they are. Let's just say wherever they are. And actually, they don't show anything but white backgrounds in
Yes.
this shift. So we don't know quite yet where they're at. But like you said, there is communication being able from these animals, actual words. I don't know if you could say that they're speaking them, but I guess
Maybe
even if
they're
you don't use your mouth,
telepathically.
yes, telepathically saying hello, which is the
Yes.
last panel, I believe, in issue 1 was
Yeah,
the
that was
dog
it.
saying hello
Yes.
to Abel and
Oh,
can't remember the other name, but
Baker, my brother.
Baker. That's
Yes.
it.
Yeah,
And
man.
yeah, the whole, like he says, issue 2.
Let's get into it now. Because
It's
we teetered off of number 1. Let's bring him into issue 2. Let's set it up, Ross. Let's go. I'll let you open
Pembroke
it.
is he's thrown in. He's thrown in from thinking he's going to revive a space program. Now he's on a scientific mystery that could inevitably be of national security,
Mhm.
and that is why now he knows he's in. He gets it. I think he gets it now, and he's scared. He even says to the guy in the back seat, "Are you KG?"
Yes. Yes.
I mean, what is this? I'm not
Yeah.
going to go all the way from the USA to Germany from a guy in my back seat. But then he figures out the guy isn't a threat.
Mhm.
He's still ominous, but
Yeah.
he's telling him, he says, you know, like you said, the breadcrumbs, he says, you are on the cusp of something. The word cusp. So if
Yeah.
you tell me I'm on the cusp of something, it's
Mhm.
so just, it tickles, man. It's like, oh my God, it's like,
Yeah, it's right there.
this is this maybe is his life's purpose right now. So he does it, dude.
Ooh, I'm gonna
He
want to.
goes. He
He
goes to
does.
Germany.
Yes. But I also want to like go back and like also open up to a little bit of Yolana, right? Yolana, you get to see opening pictures of how
Yelena
Lacan.
Nostrovic.
Yes. Yes. It rolls
It
off the
does.
tongue.
The book shows
Hmm.
the origin story of
Of
Leica and this dog.
Yeah, and how the dog gets taken and brought in. They do give a sedative to the dog, and like it's awesome how like it kind of looks like in these panels, like it would be like the tuning of a TV kind of. Now you don't see it lot like in like film form, but there's like different colors. You see Lakita like in some sort of other drawing, and then in a cartoon or panel type
Yeah.
of, and that kind of leads me to believe like little Shutter, right? Either of memory, of her memory, or his memory, the dog, memory. Um, but you also get to see like Yelena in the whole premise of it, like where she came in. She was the caretaker to Lacaw. She very much loved her dog, obviously, and the one mysterious thing, and I mean, it could be just like small thing that I'm looking at is when the dog was hungry. They didn't want to feed Lacaw, and they said that could be crucial. Your weight has to be, just enough, and they gave her a little bit of kibble. Uh, could it have been a weight thing when Lacaw carried over into that area that kind of might have
I
botched
don't
things up? Maybe
I
not.
don't believe so. I believe
Okay.
that was used as to show you that Yelena didn't just take this dog in to groom it for space travel. She loved this dog.
Hmm.
And you know what? Maybe we haven't gotten to it yet. Maybe Pembroke has a relationship with Abel and Baker. I don't know, but
I do
uh,
believe so.
it led me to believe that has nothing to do with it. Maybe, I mean, we don't know yet, but I think it was to show you that this dog who was found out on the street, down on its luck, getting beat, was found and groomed for space travel, but by someone who ended up loving her and really caring for this dog.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And I think, I mean, kind of circling back, I do think Donald Pembroke is a part of it because as he was leaving, you see him holding his head, and you see like instances and shots in panels of
The cages,
Abel and Baker. Yeah, and
yeah,
he also set the stench,
the
like the smell,
smell,
like it
yeah.
was reminiscent. It wasn't like a first time thing. It was a reminiscent thing that he had. So I
Oh,
do think he did work on it because he did tell the general that he was pretty close to it. So and this is where it kind of ties in. He does take that trip to Germany, y'all. He meets up with that mysterious, ominous man, and but he's asking questions. I mean, he wants to know why he's there, and they're not giving him much. The beautiful part about this issue too is that it was so fast to kind of read, but I wanted more. And we know Wednesday comes soon. Next week we got Primordial 3, but like they're treating Pembroke like he's kind of not supposed to really be there. Like they put him in the trunk, they take him to what you find later is Yelena, and what she's looking to do is to get in contact with Lacaw because that they both know that, or well, Lacan knows that, or the Yelena knows that she's still alive. She wants to send a message, and I think that's why they wanted Pembroke as well because he was so close to you know um that space program. Why not bring two of these kind of titans that were in the race together and tie them in? Because they both probably have sort of a relationship with these animals. Because I think in issue 3, the cover is also, Abel and Baker. So you might get a little bit of that background on how Pembroke is involved in this and kind of tie it in and marry it in together. I think that would be a great spin and a great play to continue the story, to kind of leave you, lingering and wondering what's going to happen next. Because I mean, this is really like psychological to me. I think it's like it's a great read. The panels really kind of without having too many words as well, but still having enough story involved. The panels kind of show you and kind of walk you through what is going on. And then the beauty of Jeff Lemire is he kind of baits you in with his beautiful writing, man. So I'm sorry, Ross. Sometimes I just get
no,
too much, and you got to tell me,
I think,
Steve, cut it out. I'll
yeah,
be like,
no. It's a mystery. I love it. It's just a good old fashioned sci fi mystery, and we don't know yet. We don't know what we're dealing with. Part of me is wondering if the USA, maybe Russia too, are they setting up because they're scared? Or do they know that these primates and animals are alive, but are they worried? Are they trying to set up a just in case defense for the world because these animals were taken?
mhm.
But why are they not wanting Pembroke involved if he's so smart? That doesn't make sense. Like what did he do? And I hope they get into it. What exactly they would not enlist Pembroke to go to Cape Canaveral to strip it down and all this unless they knew something. They know they want to keep him at arm's length. I
Mhm.
think also the Russians want to keep him at arm's length. They just don't know yet.
And like I feel like in some sort of way because they didn't want to know. about it. Oh, Dan De La Torre, what's going on, my brother? Gem to this community, man. Shout out to Dan, my man. All right. I want to say, and this could be me reading it wrong, but this is great because we get other people's opinions, right? We get to pick up on something that we might have missed. What I feel like I'm seeing in some sort of sense is when Penbrook was talking to the sergeant, um, dude, they vetoed him, and they said they were like they telling you that they were taken. So maybe the United States thinks like, hey, I we this is the tip of just the tip of the iceberg. This is space. There's infinity in space. We don't know what's going on out there. And to kind of see that that might have happened, maybe they're thinking about the the worst part of it because there's it's an enigma, right? We can only do so much, but we're down here. And whatever is not tangible, do you have answers for it? No. So maybe they saw that, hey, these primates are gone, but they're still alive. We don't want to mess with space and see and open Pandora's box and see the worst of it. And maybe the USSR did the same. But
Fear
now,
kicked in.
yes, yes, because the reality is you're just a speck in this universe, right? I mean, really set in tonight when you guys go out on a walk or just go out and really take in the outside world and look up at those stars, dude. If you're in an area like Oregon, it's a special treat for you. If you're in an area further from California, because not too much stars, but if you were like in Yosemite or whatever the place may be, look in those stars, embrace like you being in this infinite universe, and then think about that. Like, would you be scared to know what's further out there? And I think that's what really kind of set in. They're scared, but you got Yelena um, still kind of trying. You don't know what her intentions are, but this could be where they're trying to tie USA, the best from USA and USR together, and maybe uncover this kind of shutdown of this thing that they found out, this event that they found out. I think them sending up to be a fall guy. Frank, see, this is what I love about the community is like that's another angle. So like I'm curious to see that because yeah, they are treating him really bad. They probably would need like innocent bystander, to blame, which would be horrible, dude. I mean, I hate to say that, but that does happen and it's horrible. Um, let's see. Oh, Leia, look into the smog, my bro. Over in LA, dude, over here, us Cali cats, we got to go like this and see the fog and, like if extra tails growing out your back and you did something wrong, but you got to help. You got an extra hand.
I think
Horrible
that
showcase. Sorry.
Yelena wants to probably just tell the dog like you're not alone.
Mhm.
I'm looking for you. I'm here. I don't know. I really want to know more about Pembroke's history because we don't know if it's good or bad yet.
Yeah.
He might have done some questionable things, some unethical things, or he might be just on the same side as Elena. I don't think he's out of the woodworks yet. We just don't know too much about him yet. But we do know. Well, you know what? We still don't know if Yelena. There's so much mystery involved with not
Yeah.
just what happened to them. What happened down here?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, there's a cover up. We know
Yeah.
that. We
Yeah.
don't know why.
Yeah.
But
And during that time, countries wanted to get ahead of each other. There was a lot of political things that kind of happened in that background too. I would even be curious if they added a touch of that, right? I mean, because that's a reality, but you're
mhm,
trying to deal it with a sci-fi. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what's happening on their end. I want to know if they're like where those breadcrumbs lead them to and what's uncovered in this third issue. I mean, it's probably going to be one of the first things I grab and read. My girl Q, Sheena and Q, man, she was speaking on like this rule, like once you love a book, man, you don't even make it out the parking lot. You just sit in your car. You sitting in your car and just like, and you ain't ready to go until you've read. You've
it's
never lived until you've done that, guys. I tell you.
yeah, man. We're sending these animals in to do our dirty work here,
Yeah.
and we don't know exactly what's happening, man.
Ooh. Okay, so oh my God, Ross, I wanna jump in that. You said sending animals in. Maybe that's the thing that scares them. If they send human life in there and now it's gone, how do you go back and tell families that, hey, your husband or your loved one is gone and we can't find them. We have no, like inkling where they're at. I mean, to if you were a family member and you were told that, how does that really resonate with you? Like you'll never be able to see that person, and it's not more like that along the lines that leads to death. It's more along the lines that, like I was talking about, leads to that enigma, the what if and no answer to anything. I mean, it's kind of like unfinished business in some sort of sense. They'll never have that solace. Like damn, yeah.
And
Nicole, I feel you, girl.
are we're talking about them thinking that these animals maybe are collateral damage. Well, Yelena Lestrovic, she doesn't feel that way. They're not collateral damage. She loves that animal.
Hmm.
Maybe Pembroke does too. Maybe he didn't, and now he's realizing something. These animals are going to be on a whole nother level, literally. And up here, there's communication being involved now. I love it, dude. I have no idea even what's going on. That's why I love it. I really don't. Not even taking too many guesses. I
Yeah,
just want to know more about the characters as they go. I don't know. We're not saying there's an alien presence. We're not saying that. We just don't know. That's the beauty of Lemire and Sorrentino, especially with Gideon Falls. It was the same
uh,
thing. It was like, dude, this is a ride, man. You never
yes,
really know exactly. I think they throw you into this Twilight Zone.
yes, dude.
Yeah, it's so much different than what we get fed all the time in comic books. That
Oh,
just
dude.
keeps me, like you said, I could see myself not even driving away
Evo
from the
Mike, what's
comic
cracking,
shop, just
brother?
reading it.
Oh,
Just reading it in the truck real quick because I like a book that doesn't, like Jeff Lemire's words are few but much. Like
yeah. There's
he doesn't
volumes.
need much, but he gets a point across. And what he doesn't say, the art says it for him. But are now the animals have each other. They're there together. Wherever
Mhm.
they're at, they're together now. They are
Yeah,
communicating. They're not alone, which is good. I know
yeah,
Yelena was worried that they were alone. Yelena knows that Pembroke can communicate. That's interesting. How does she know that? I want to get into that. Why Pembroke? Why was Pembroke the one enlisted from Talbot and now unlisted? As soon as he was sent there, now he can't be there. Then Yelena wants him all the way from the U.S. to come to Germany. There's so much questions around him, and I mean he's the main character.
yo, my
Pembroke, there.
my man Frank over here got. I mean, the her chat is buzzing, man. I love that everybody gets to interact with each other and stuff like that. This is great. I love it. But my man Frank's been hitting points, um, dude, on Primordial, and then see, this is the exciting thing about that is that we all have this idea, and like just like you said, I feel like in the very end we're gonna get another banger from Jeff Lemire and Andrea Sorrentino. This is going to be in another genre. So they've attacked two of those different genres. And then Jeff Lemire, I mean, for those who have not gotten into Jeff Lemire, the first thing I would recommend to you is go to your comic book shop and go pick up Black Hammer. It is amazing along the lines of superhero, but that's his play on superheroes. Now he did horror also. I mean, he's such a diverse writer. I mean, he got Sweet Tooth. I mean, there's so much that he's doing, and I think with what you hit it on the head, Ross, is that if you play on words or even the impact of words, Ascender. Also, I have not read that yet, but I will really get you to
If
open
I
your mind
may,
up. Oh, you may. Oh, you may. You don't even need to say.
everyone.
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
dude, I might fall out of this chair, brother. I have it right here too.
I Either we do another dropping the mic with this,
We are.
or I don't know how to do
No
content
questions
like this on the
asked.
low grades. Okay, everyone, this is Maze Box.
Yes.
Or Maze Book. I'm sorry, Maze
Nice.
Book.
Yeah.
I don't even really know what to say at this point. This is heart wrenching.
Yes.
This is not for everyone. I'm just going to start and say that. Primordial, I think a lot of people can get to. This book is not for everyone if you are just, it hits, dude. This one hits real
Yes.
hard. It's about the loss of a child, and there's mystery to it. It's dark. It's sad. But
Yeah, that's
one
another one we
character.
could read.
There's
I'm already
that's
done with
another
3.
book. Jeff Lemire,
He's
guys.
on
Jeff
fire.
Lemire.
He's on fire. It,
Um,
I would consider that a slice of life, and it is. It's very heart wrenching. It tugs at your heartstrings. Um, and it's just another great title, Ross. Damn, dude, you're bringing them, brother.
and like you said, tugs at your heartstrings, which is interesting
Oh, yeah,
because it starts in. It's about this sweater, and the string and the fabric of life and the fabric of memory that this man is trying to hang on to. We're throwing a lot of people in the chat, but it's not just because we're finding the nearest book. I'm telling you right now, it's hard to find good books all the time because there's so many out there.
Life comes at you fast, player.
And Jeff Lemire,
yes,
the dude is on the different level of thinking. So his writing is just out of this world, shall I say? It really is. He writes everything he writes is not on our realm of consciousness. It's not always easy to understand, but it will come around. He's not like, it's not like reading Gaiman or anything, but he's definitely, I don't know, man. The guy's a brilliant person, obviously.
Oh, very much so. I can't wait to meet him and thank him, dude. Because like these books, dude. Like I mean, it's my pull list is usually around 70, 20 books like a week, dude. And I'm starting to learn that you got to slim down, and it's not the quantity, it is the quality. A lot of these things a lot of these titles that writers are putting their passion to, um, pen to pad or panel or picture to panel, let's say, it kind of bleeds over to what they really are producing, a little piece of themselves. And they're like May's book, kind of like a slice of life, one that kind of makes you think more about hardship, where Primordial is more of a mind bender. You're just like, ooh, this guy.
It's kind of interesting. I noticed some parallels between these books.
Yeah.
Now, they're very, very small.
Evo Mike, thank you, sir.
There's a character named Yelena.
Having some titles, my brother.
In Primordial, there's a character named Elena in Mazebox. And there is animal that is able to communicate in both books. I find it there's, like you said, a piece of himself. I'm not saying they tie in together by any means. They don't.
Sure.
They're totally different books, but do you start to feel maybe you get a better sense of who Jeff Lemire is if he's writing about very similar things?
A very diverse individual, need I say more, right?
It's cool, dude. Everyone, I mean, pick them up. Pick them up. They're worth reading, and it'd be fun to get more people involved. I know Frank's in here is involved, a bunch of people in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
We're not going to pick,
Yeah, we won't, like here. So here, let me kind of add to a little bit of bringing it back to dropping the mic. But, and then dude, Ross, I want you to plug away all the shows that you got going on, all the work that you got going on as well. But in my vision for dropping the mic, dude, is just this, dude. And it started off with Alonzo and I, but I want to get with people in the community. If you guys are reading titles and you got an itch to come on a channel, kind of give your spin on things and what you've read, and you've always wanted to try something, to be on like a podcast or whatnot. I mean, we all start that way, right? You got to kind of get the wheels moving and get on. I open invitation to anybody from the community. You just got to let me know of a title. We'll read it, and we'll put, two and two together, like greater heads prevail. There's always other things that we are missing that others don't. And I love that. I love the fact that we can do this. So that's the vision for dropping the mic. We could definitely do May's book, because that was one book I read yesterday as well. I couldn't I needed more Jeff Lemire, dude. I just needed more in my life. I was like, let me just get this book right now and pick it up. Meanwhile, I mean, I'm like sitting up at 11 o'clock at night reading, like just going like ham on books.
Yeah, I know it. But some books stick out to you. May's book really hit me pretty good, right in the boo boos.
Oh, dude, can I get a hug? Can I get an air hug?
This is good though. This was bound to happen with us. I knew that, even if it was dropping the mic some pre-recorded content or anything. It's just because certain people want to go deeper, like you said, and dissect it and hear other people. Like, did it hit you the same way? Maybe
Yeah.
you picked up on something that I didn't. Like, that's the best part about it. It's like seeing things from a different standpoint when you're reading these books.
Oh yeah, and then we got the herd chat involved as well. I love the interactions with our homies and our family, man. Like you guys have been supportive, and we like to thank you guys for joining us on this journey into space and on
Heck
this
yeah.
ride. And
Heck
now we are about to close it out, guys. But before we close it out, I want to give my man Ross the floor. Ross, again, I thank you so much for your time, brother. I've had many of conversation with you in the background. Genuine dude as always, and dude, this year of pandemonium and the
pandemonium.
pandemic, yeah, has like there's a lot of bad things that have happened, to a lot of lives and a lot of uncertainties that has happened in this year. But the one thing's for certain is that friendships, bonds, and family and brotherhood and sisterhood has been involved and revolving ever so much into this community, and positivity is being pumped in by the days, and we got to keep it that way. So again, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your schedule for jumping on with me. I definitely want to have you back on. I definitely want to go over another title. I definitely want to hear from the community on what you guys thought on today's show. I want to know what you guys are reading. I want to know what you guys thought about Primordial if you read it. But first and foremost, I want you to sub up to my brother Ross in the low grades, my man Jay Ramirez, and my man Comics on the Edge. You guys are doing great things. Like I said, you
Thank
guys
you.
got something else that no other shows are doing really. I think you guys are giving you a bit of your guys' selves, and it's very authentic. I love the fact that you guys talk comics. I love that you guys are my Friday night sense of humor type of deal, man. I love that you guys bring positive energy. I love that you guys are all like you guys. It shows true chemistry, true brotherhood when you guys are bouncing off of each other, bouncing things off each other, laughing, have a great time because that's what it's meant to be. It's all about passion, and I see the passion that you guys do. So I'm gonna go ahead and shut my mouth like a zipper, whoop, and I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and throw it out, and I'm gonna let you, tell the herd, tell our family, tell our friends where they can find you, what's in store, and man,
You know, I think it's more about the community, dude. I mean, it's you find me on Instagram and the low grades. I just got together with a couple of buddies of mine, and I think, like you said, it's the world's just a gnarly place, man. It always will be, But yeah, I'm not really big into pumping up myself, dude. I'm here for everyone else, man. If you guys want to check out the low grades, we do Friday at 7 o'clock, panel surfing on Instagram. But yeah, I mean it, dude. Really not here to pump up myself. I'm here to meet people. I'm here to have conversations. I'm here for positivity. And if you're not about any of that, kick rocks. So
oh yeah, and let me hit them with a ah. Am everyday people. That's it, man.
yeah,
We're everyday people, baby. That's it, man.
exactly, man.
So you ain't gonna pump yourself up, but let me pump you up, my brother. So again, you guys sub up to low grades. Hit the shows on Friday. The Friday night lights are bright with the low grades at that night, man. You already know they're doing wonderful things. Go ahead and catch the rewinds on the weekend shows, y'all. Again, we are a community. Let's be strong. Let's keep all that petty mess out the way and let's move forward. Let's pump each other up and let's just inspire each other, man. And to be able to inspire a community, you can only build, dude. You got the foundations that are set, but if you guys are tearing each other down and doing other foul ass shit in the background, how real is that growing your community? So, and the other thing too, man, go ahead and reach out to my brothers Fable, my brother Chamaru, my brother Big Herm, my brother TM, anybody from the backlog rows, anybody from the PCP army, anybody from the community, and lend yourself to them, man, because this is a big loss. RIP Sam. I want to make sure that we look out for each other, right? I mean, don't just say it, be about it. And I think that's what this show is about too. And this community is about. I mean, we all look out for each other. So let's do it. Let's grow. Let's keep going. Let's keep freaking rounding it up. Ross, you want to do Maze Book? We gonna do Maze Book.
Let's do Maze Book.
And then
Absolutely.
anybody in the community, hit me up. We're gonna go ahead and get those little gems from the pull list. We're gonna go ahead and read and kind of get together, man. Let's and again, I see Comic Vet. Shout out to Comic Vet. And I also see my man Perpetual. Perpetual, let's schedule something. We'll switch, dropping the mic. We'll make it earlier. Let's cater to everybody in this community. I want to make sure that we voices are heard. Everybody's voice needs to be heard. So
Yeah, hey,
Rock.
I mean, don't just go on these YouTube things and Instagram things and hit your little finger and like the stuff, man. Yo, DM us, man. We are normal people. I'm a nerd, dude.
That's
I'm
what
a
I want to say.
36-year-old nerd. If y'all want to talk about something, hit me up, man. I don't care. It's not about my subs, not about the follows, not about the likes. It's about, like, for instance, before we even started this show, I had to talk with you about some martial arts stuff that I
Oh,
was
I
having
loved
some
it.
issues with in my training. You
Loved it.
guys, it's not about getting recognition here, because at the end of the day, when you lay your head down and you live your life, that doesn't do anything for you. Yeah, it feels good at times, but you know what feels real good? People
Oh, I will.
talking about anything and everything: comic books, movies, film, music, life, martial arts, whatever it is. Don't be strangers to each other. Reach out. Like Steve and I, we didn't know each other from Adam, man. And then, the pandemic led us all here. I think led us more into this little bubble. But pandemic is somewhat, we're starting to branch back out. But be good on the online community. Be good to each other. Be good on the streets. And hit us up, man. Let's talk. Let's get people who haven't been on shows or haven't. I hear this a lot. People's fear of being on camera. Listen, I don't necessarily like being on camera either. I like seeing friends that I know on camera talking with me. It's not about us being on camera or if
You
people
damn
get
right.
likes or anything like that. Listen, I met my J2 and Robert and Steve. Like, these are my brothers now. I fucking love these people. You
I
think
love
I
you too.
care if they about likes or follows? I care about the few that actually interact with me. That's what I care about. That's the substance of my life, is people who actually talk and they
Yes.
communicate.
Yes.
So
And
reach
this
out.
and this is what builds, because like I know a lot of folks could be introvert or introverts, extroverts. To me,
Yeah.
that doesn't matter. Connection is what matters. So
Yeah.
if like for me, if you're an introvert, that possess like for me, that's a way for me to come across like, okay, so how do I get more out of them? Because you guys got to fill each other's cup, right? If you're an
Yeah.
introvert, you might be private. You might say, I don't want too many people in my life and whatnot. If you're an extrovert, you might be the same. But at the end of the day, man, communication and like connection. That's what we're trying to promote here. That's what I want to promote here. That's what Team Nerd Herd wants to promote. That's what the low grades wants to promote. That's what the
Yeah.
community really wants to promote. But really,
Um,
let's get on this movement. Let's
be
get on it.
vulnerable, people. Okay. Be
Yes.
vulnerable. Put yourself out there. Don't don't
Southpaw.
don't let fear suffocate you from doing cool shit, dude. I'll tell you right now, dude. Just like do cool shit. Like Steve and I, like I don't know. You just kind of like say yes to things, take chances, have a good time. Don't take yourself so fucking seriously. All right,
Mhm.
you out there. None of this stuff means much, but you know what I mean? Stuff like someone reaching out and saying, "How's your day?" All
Community
right,
means this. All right.
support each other. They're all of us, all these channels support each other. If you want to kind of go off and do your own thing, like, that doesn't lend to a productive life, man. You guys need to, we always need to have a good time, have some laughs, have some good
Legacy.
talks. And
Yeah.
we could keep talking about this. We'll keep bouncing this kind of stuff back when we get back on dropping the mic and on low grades and on everything
Further
that
and
Team
beyond.
Nerd Herd does. But this is what we're all about. That's why we're here today
Oh
doing
yeah.
this show, and we'll continue to do it.
All right. All right. Yeah, dude. And you guys, there's a lot of things that are going to be in the works. There's a lot of things that great minds produce. And we're going to go ahead and get into that. But without further ado, I mean, this was a great show, Ross. I want to thank you again for the time
Thank
that you've been
you.
giving me. I want to thank you for your brotherhood. And I want to thank you for just being an all around great guy. So without
You
further
too.
ado, do you want to take us out, Team Nerd Herd style, my brother?
I mean, we're doing the slogan.
Oh yeah, you damn right we're doing the slogan, brother. And I hope I
If
don't
you
mess
want to
up
do
taking
it
us in.
right, collect what you like.
Ooh, see y'all
Yeah.
later, 7 o'clock
Later, guys.
tonight. Much
See ya.
love.